Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio. Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yes, what's up? West Coast Wednesday.
Woo!
Shout out to the West Coast.
We keep it on the West Coast.
Yes, you are now tuned in to the ladies of Girlchatsports. I am Mo. Got my girl Mel here.
Over here.
Got our favorite producer Quan in the studio too. On the ones and twos.
Lakers.
Lake Show. Represent.
How about them Clippers, y'all?
Anyway. This is episode 155. It's very early into this NBA season. We both have our jerseys on, repping who we want to rep. And, you know, if people know me, they know I'm always about to be about that purple and gold.
And I always got something with Jordan or Sonic. And so since we do have a guest later on hailing from the DMV, I thought I would wear my Washington Wizards Jordan jersey. And of course, since Jordan also has been in the news recently with Steph Curry stuff, we'll talk about that later. But I just wanted to ensure that I was being fair, you know? East and West.
East
right?
versus West. West is still going to always be that dominating division of basketball. Got 8 contenders. Had a great start to the NBA season last night. We'll get into it, though. We'll talk about it. For those of you guys that are just tuning in, also be sure to download the Gorilla Cross app. Free download. Available at Gorilla Cross. You can find that in the App Store.
If you're watching right now,
yeah,
like and share.
Like and share the watch party for sure. And then subscribe to our YouTube channel because we go live on there now too. So that's even more crucial. Everybody's got YouTube. Get on it. Call us at 702-608-3259. That is the number. We'd like to hear from you guys. Aside from being in the chat, we definitely like to hear from you on the phone too. Yes. So the lines are open. We're actually going to have a special guest from the East Coast. Our guy Becks from Plugs Radio 96.7 out there in the DC area. Mm-hmm. He is a Nationals fan. I assume he's a Mystics fan too. You know him a little bit better than I do.
We discussed the finals a little bit.
Okay.
You know, I think everybody has we'll talk to him about that.
Yeah, okay.
But we'll talk about that, you know, kind of get some input on where the Redskins or maybe you're going to go now.
Yeah.
And
who knows? And then we got NFL to talk about too. Like, it's not over just because NBA season started. We got a World Series tonight with Nationals and Houston Astros. Game 2. Man.
Game 1 was pretty.
Yeah, Nationals did that. They showed up, didn't they?
Yeah, they really
did. So what's the score right now? It was 2-2. I think it was the top of the 3rd inning last time I checked.
Well, Quan's being nice and then allowing me to watch the Bulls game, even though it is just game 1 of October of season opener. But that's cool. Yeah. You know, it's no biggie. I think it's still 2-2 though.
Oh, okay. So it's a tight game. They got Verlander on the lineup today, pitching for the Astros. So that might be a game changer, but you never know. Depends on what Washington's hitters are looking like in their bullpen today. And it is still tied 2-2, bottom of the 3rd now with 2 outs. So, yeah. Nice. So the only thing that I guess we could get into if you wanted to talk about it is the lights. I mean, not the lights. I'm sorry. The lights did end their season. Shout out to them.
No more Winalda.
No more Winalda Wednesdays. We talked about that last week. But our Golden Knights won last night.
Yes.
Against Chi-Town Blackhawks in a shootout last night. And then this morning, they released at the Smiths the Flurry patches that sold out at 6:30 in the morning at one of the Smith locations.
Can we talk about these patches first of all?
Yeah, go for it, because you got the jacket, and I'm trying to go on Etsy and order me some patches.
Right, so this is the 3rd of 5 patches, right? Mm-hmm. The first 2, you know, people were selling them out. But of course, Flurry, that's our guy. That's like, you know, the captain of our team. That's the head honcho. That's like, you know.
31 saves, this guy.
Before, I think they're supposed to go on sale at 7. I know my girl, shout out to my girl Cynthia out there, and there was a bunch of women in the VGK ladies group that were talking about today, was already at the stores, and they had basically already sold, about to sell out by 7. Now there was the 24-hour stores that apparently had started selling them at midnight. Also, what's been told is that there's supposed to be a limit of 5. and some people were coming out with like 20, and they're now on eBay for like upwards of $40 some, and they're a $10 patch.
I think it'll be easier for me for
the VGK hustle is real.
Well, I mean, they're already hustling with the tickets. This is not surprising to me. I mean, you're paying $100 to go see a doggone hockey match.
I am just like, wow.
That's not surprising me. But it'd probably be cheaper if you ladies stop by my store because Marc-Andre Fleury shops there, and so I could probably get a sign patch or something.
Ooh, say it again.
That'd be dope, right?
Right?
Come back in, Fleury. We got a new Rag and Bone. Check it out. But anyway, we can talk about this. I'm just going to touch on it for a second because I laughed when I was looking at ESPN and stuff. Basketball season for UNLV is about to start. TJ Oxelberger. Did I say that right? Otzweiler. Did I say that right? What's his name? Oxelberger, right? Oxelberger. Yeah, I think I said that right. He has a wrestling championship belt that he's going to give out to players that that are the defensive player of the game, like as a little reward incentive. It's this big gold. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's like this big shiny gold wrestling belt.
Yeah, that's what we win in the fantasy football league.
Yay. Oh, so that's what he's doing with his team for the upcoming season of the Rebels.
For the best defender?
For the best defender of the game. They get this belt for like game ball or something like that. But then they have to relinquish it for the following week and the following. This is a motivation tactic.
I mean, so they get to Instagram picture it up for a week or something?
I guess. Will this help the team have a good season?
Will it help bring fans into the stands? No. That's, I think, the key part that UNLV is
I think that's why I had to laugh a little bit. I'm not trying to laugh. Like, I'm really not trying to diss these teams, okay? I'm really not trying to diss our local schools.
Speaking of UNLV, because, they beat Vanderbilt 2 weeks ago, and it was like, hey, we're doing something.
That's their second win of the season.
And then they get Fresno State, who by no means is bad, but at the same time isn't great. They're like, I think they're 3-3 now. And we got handed.
And we got mollywopped, and we're gonna get mollywopped this Saturday.
Yeah, so we are 0-3 in conference, so we're just at the bottom. We're at the bottom of the barrel. I say weak, but I don't know why, because it's not my team. But my team also did not fare well this weekend either against Oregon. For homecoming, we lost at home.
Oh man,
I'm still trying to get over it, guys.
Yeah. Shout out to the homecomings, too. Shout out to the HBCU homecomings. Shout out to Futch. He was out there for
Futch, you ever stay home anymore? I don't think Futch does. I don't think so.
Shout out to him on his homecoming shenanigans. I got to see that go down. Live vicariously.
Be doing the most.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I got a little choked up talking about Huskies.
Oh, don't.
I thought you were choking like the Bulls are doing right now.
Ooh.
They're
really?
down by 3. Okay,
Oh,
that's just one 3-pointer. That's it. That's all it is.
How many minutes left in the fourth?
18 seconds.
He's just mad.
Oh, seconds.
He's just still mad.
They were up. They were up.
They were. We were watching that earlier. They
came in
up.
like, oh, it's fine. They're up. We don't even need to watch that.
That was sad.
Hey, if you guys are all tuning in, please share and like the
yes,
podcast
please do.
here. We're going to get on the phone here in a second with our guests.
Yeah, because I don't want to get too deep into stuff.
Yeah, until we get him on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's safe. We started a little late. I want him to be able to enjoy the rest of the baseball game, too, without having to worry about when we're calling.
Can I talk about this ring real quick that the Raptors received opening game day?
It was like the size of my cheek.
Yeah. Are we calling Becks now? Is that what we're doing? Oh, perfect. Yeah, we got to talk about that ring.
Hello.
Yo, Becks.
What's up, Becks?
What's up? What's going on?
What's good? Sorry to intrude on the game 2 that you're probably watching right now.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I was trying to figure out how loud I should make it, actually.
Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you. So, we definitely, I just realized that I think we had you first on Girl Chat like a couple of years ago when it was me and Steph, I think.
It's been a minute, Melissa.
I know.
It's been a minute.
But,
and I have a grudge, and I'm holding it against you, and I'm that guy.
Go ahead and air it out now.
I'm sorry.
What is it?
Yeah. What was that?
I said, you got a grudge, air it out. Let's hear it.
No, it's just been a while.
Oh, it's been a while. Okay.
It's been a while since you brought me on, yeah.
I mean, it's not like I've gotten an invite to come on your show or anything. Oh. But hey, I'm just a West Coast girl. You know, what can I do out there in the DMV?
Yeah, I know, man. We kind of like going against West Coast teams out here in the DMV.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson in Seattle. Pretty good. Shout out Baltimore.
Yeah. He had a good game. Good game.
He had a stellar game. Let's be real.
All right, let's get into it. My Seahawks lost.
We call
lost
Seattle the Baltimore of the West.
Oh, really?
Everybody go.
Why? Because you got Earl too? I mean, anything else?
Yeah. That's a big game.
That was a huge game. It was huge for Earl.
It definitely sent a message.
And it made me mad that Marcus Peters was the first person to get interception off Russell Wilson and make it a pick six. And he just got picked up by them or traded. So it was unfair.
Everyone said he was done.
I knew he wasn't done. I had made a post about this right when the trade happened and was like, crap. Now we got to face Earl and Marcus. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, he's washed up. And I'm like, no, he's not. Like, he's not. I can't. So, the Baltimore team out there is doing good. We're excited for them, obviously.
Is that your team, Becks, or are you Redskins? I need to know what's the real deal.
Nah, so here's the deal. So I'm like, not really, like, I live in the DMV, been here a while. I like pretend to rep the city, but really I'm an Eagles fan, I'm a Heat fan, and I don't know what other sports you want me to.
Are you a Nationals fan? I saw you with the hat on.
Oh yeah, Nationals, yeah, we're good.
And then are you a Mystics fan?
Good.
Are you a Mystics fan with WNBA?
Mystics, yeah, by default.
Okay. All right.
By default. It's okay. That's cool. We get it.
All right.
Okay, so can we talk, since you're an Eagle, let's just go into Eagles first. Can we talk about why you guys couldn't do anything against the Cowboys, please? Because, these Cowboys fans out here who have lost 3 in a row now once again feel they're winning the Super Bowl because they beat the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, this is the worst week to ever talk about them. Man, we just got beat up from the get-go. We got beat up at the line of scrimmage. Here's the thing. The one thing we were doing well this year was stopping the run, right? We were like top 5, right?
Okay.
And so from the jump in that game, Zeke was destroying the line of scrimmage. And so after that, you could see the rest of the team was just like, all right, if we can't even do what we're best at, well, so what the heck are we doing here? Like, you just felt like it was a domino effect from that point on. And then Dak started going. He got the play action rocking. I mean, I don't know what the heck happened. I just feel like it was just like a storm that the Eagles ran into, being in Dallas at that point. Everyone was throwing dirt on them after the Jets loss, especially how the Jets lost to the Patriots as well. You can imagine if the Cowboys lost to the Eagles again after that, like, they'd be throwing dirt on them. But
it would have been nice.
I don't know what to make of the Eagles. The Eagles are a mess. They got injuries. They got a lot of things going on.
What's up with Wentz, though? I mean, is he a real quarterback, or what is he doing?
What is this for real? I honestly think he hasn't even been remotely one of the problems this year. Like, if you just watch how he plays in the pocket, there's been a lot of drops, especially earlier on. The Detroit game, the Nelson Aguilar drop against Atlanta, that was a game winner. I mean, there's a couple wins right there if it wasn't the drop. So, overall, Wentz has been playing well all season. I'll give you the Dallas game. He didn't look good. And the Dallas game was kind of one of those games where you were down like 14-0 early. And that's kind of like where Wentz should kind of make his name if he's considered one of those quote-unquote best quarterbacks in the league, and he kind of didn't. The stage and the moment was kind of set up for him. But I think he's for real. I think we made the right decision by keeping him instead of Foles. I mean, Foles is injured.
So you guys have the Bears, you have the Bills next. What is your probability on that? Because at the end of the show, or close towards the end of the show, Mel and I always take picks of who's going to win what. So you got Bills, and it's a home game for the
Buffalo,
Bills.
Right?
Yeah, Buffalo.
Yeah.
And they got them -1.5 on the sports book. So it could go either way. What do you think, or how are you feeling coming off of that loss to the Cowboys, now facing the Bills going into week 8? What is your prediction?
Listen, this is a tough one.
It is tough.
Got great defense. I think it's going to be a really low-scoring game. Bills got a great defense, but at the same time, the Bills can't score. They're saying we're getting Deshaun Jackson back. you guys got to realize this man really hasn't played since week 1, and he gassed the Redskins for like 130 yards that first week, and he really hasn't been part of the picture since. So I mean, him coming back, I could see that being. I'm gonna put it like 17-13 Eagles. I think that could be like final score. Yeah.
17-13?
Eagles, yeah.
Against the 5-1 Bills. That almost beat the Patriots too, mind you.
Man. Hey, I didn't see what we did against the Packers happening, and that one shocked me. So I think this bunch is still a resilient bunch.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we can segue into baseball because it seems like you guys are dysfunctional, as dysfunctional as like my Raiders can be. We can segue into the baseball thing if you'd like.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to ask about the Redskins.
Oh, you do want to ask about the Redskins?
Oh, yeah,
go for it. Go for it. Yeah, that's true.
I know you had a segment about it. No. Why? Why do that?
A segment. I bash them every week.
I mean,
you got to find a show where I haven't bashed them. That would shock.
This is just ridiculous. I mean, how is it to even be out in the area when it's just such a crap show? Like, I don't know.
Oh, no one's there? Have you seen the attendance?
Well, yeah, I've seen the attendance. There? I know it's worse than probably with the weather. It's worse than Miami.
Yeah, it's worse than whatever worse is. Just think of that.
What's going on with Haskins, though? I mean,
listen. I feel bad for the guy. Okay, he came into the worst organization possible at the worst possible time. It really just boils down to this. At the end of the day, I think. Apparently, Jay Gruden, coaching staff, didn't believe or want Haskins, and Dan Snyder did. And if you've been around D.C., if you've been around the Redskins organization, you know Dan Snyder's word always prevails. And he just found himself in a situation where you had a coaching staff who probably didn't want to draft him in the first place. And so from then, you could just see how terrible the situation he was in. I mean, the week they decided to start him after, Case Keenum threw that pick early on, and then he wound up throwing 3 more. He didn't even have any reps with the first team. And, Gruden made it seem like, Haskins, there was a possibility Haskins would play that game, if Keenum stunk it up. And he wound up stinking it up, and then you put him in, and he didn't get any reps, even though you knew there was a possibility. So it's a mess.
What about, how do you feel? I mean, besides the complete water bowl that happened this weekend with the Niners, do you feel like there was any plus side to how they played against them? I mean, besides the weather played a major factor, but the score was like what, 9-0?
Okay. Yeah, let me just say this about that as well. That was, I think we can all safely say after that game that definitely Bill Callahan was around in 1776, the Thomas Jefferson Declaration of Independence.
Hey,
because
now.
My man was running it. He was running it like we were back in I don't know what time.
Let me tell you something.
Before prehistoric time.
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead, tell me something.
We had Bill Callahan when we went to the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He brought us there for the Raiders. What was that, back in, 2006, somewhere in there?
Was he the coach?
Yeah, he was the coach. He brought us back. He might be able to resurrect y'all, but I think you're right. He has been coaching since 1700. We didn't win that Super Bowl.
Well, I'm just talking about the game plan.
Yeah.
My man, listen, Keenum only had 12 attempts. He threw for 70 yards.
Well, you don't really want to go for much more than that.
Tell me?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know. I mean, AP is happy. AP is, I think, going to be the only happy camper here. Because he's going to get his touches and he's going to get his 1,000 yards. He'll probably get another contract out of this year. So that's probably the one silver lining of this franchise.
Well, the defense showed up a little bit more than usual. I don't know if it
my God. It was honestly, Melissa, it was a terrible day.
It was a terrible bad game.
The rain was bad. I was out. I was outside. I was feeling like it looked terrible. Like the conditions were just, it wasn't a great day to pass the ball anyway, but the Redskins took it to another level of utility with their inability to pass. So, like, I don't know.
It's rough.
I don't know what the strategy is. Yeah.
Okay, we can move on to what? To some baseball? Is that what you said?
Yeah, if you want to talk Nationals.
Yeah.
I mean, how you feeling about that? I'd rather put you on a lighter subject. I hate to start your night.
Are we still 2-2 right now? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's 2-2.
Yeah, it's still 2-2.
Yeah. 2-2 with Verlander. Is Verlander still on the mound? Yeah, it's early. They're not going to relieve him until about fifth or sixth inning, maybe. Fifth inning, possibly.
What's up with these teams scoring in the first inning? Like, it's like every game, it's the first inning there's a score. Like, their 2-2 was the first inning. That's just like hot bats. I don't know.
I think it's the theme of this postseason.
What were your thoughts during the series, Becks, real quick, with the Nationals and Dodgers? Because that series totally, I mean... I don't want to relive it on the ninth. You can. Hey, it is what it is. We made a terrible mistake putting Kershaw in the sixth inning, going into the seventh.
You're a Dodger fan.
I am. That's what did it for us. That sealed the deal. We were ahead 3. There were no runs on your end. And what was your feelings though about that series in particularly? Did you see yourself having? I mean, there's always a chance. But were you solid in your pickings of thinking, okay, the Dodgers could actually just go and just run a thing on us and we won't be where we're at?
Honestly, I got a lot of confidence from Strasburg early on in that series.
Okay.
Because honestly, he's been the one player I've been looking at this whole postseason.
Mm-hmm.
And with the game he had, I don't know if it was game 2, which game it was, he was going against Kershaw.
That was game 2.
Had the game.
That was game 2.
Yeah, where he won 7. Yeah, where he won 7 innings, and he was striking out like I'd never saw him. Yeah,
that was the game we lost.
And Kershaw broke. Yep, and Kershaw gave up those early runs.
Yeah,
and he kind of added to the playoff misery. Mm-hmm. And so that was the one. That was the moment that gave me confidence, believing okay.
And that was at the
maybe
same
we
time.
Can really beat y'all.
Yeah.
Right, and maybe Kershaw's postseason curse is really real, and it's going to continue against y'all.
Oh yeah. So. Most definitely. I mean, the guy is not, like I said before on shows, he's not.
I feel bad for him, man.
I do too. It's.
I mean, that's
injuries.
crazy. I mean, let me. I gotta make this point too. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know if you guys have been thinking about this too, but like when we look at Kershaw, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you know, we call him arguably. You can call him arguably one of the greatest pitchers to ever do it. Like maybe top 5. Like people call him the GOAT. You know, if you're just talking regular season or so.
Right.
But the fact he never got over his playoff hurdles up until this point, like the comparison a lot of people make is like the Peyton Manning, right?
Yeah.
But he got over the hump.
But,
you know, when he beat the Bears in 2006 and he was able to go over the hump, and he beat the Patriots in the AFC Championship and came back from 21 points down, I believe, and finally beat the Pats in the postseason. So, like, he overcame that hurdle. And so for Kershaw, still up to this point, as long as he's been playing, to still be having those demons, like even with LeBron and his like playoff issues and the fact he never won a title for 9 years and people put that over his head. I mean, he overcame that as well. I mean, Kershaw is one of those like rare GOATs in sports we look at and be like,
he is. But if you follow Kersh and you looked at the past 3 seasons and the times that we've had attempts going to the World Series and losing, Kershaw's average pitching speed is under 90 mile per hour fastballs. He was known for throwing 98. He's in the 80s now. It could be from surgery. It could be from injuries. I mean, he's on the decline. And unfortunately, we have a huge contract with this guy. So we're kind of just like in this flight pattern right now where we have to just have him. And regular season, he's hot. But his arm turns into jello as we get into the post. They won 106 games in the regular season. That's a lot of games that are played. And I had that sneaky suspicion as we got into postseason that it was going to be another Kershaw type curse situation. I just thought this time for sure with the type of bullpen we had and with having a Walker Buehler, having a Ryu, some strong throwers out there that we could, prevail going into the World Series. But it just didn't happen, and we can blame Don Roberts, we can blame Andrew Friedman, we can blame all of these people, but Kershaw is going to be a Dodger. He will always be a Dodger. It's just that people have to recognize that he is not the same Kershaw, Cy Young winner, all MVP that we're used to seeing. He's not that guy. And once we start recognizing that, that's when the Dodgers as an organization can make the adjustments they need to make and getting better pitchers in our bullpen.
So the Dodgers are no longer in it.
I know, but we had to talk. They took us out. I mean, that was on the day before my birthday. Like,
that's how you cut it off, Alyssa.
I mean,
that's a good way to cut it off.
That did it for me.
I mean, because Mo will sit here and talk about the Dodgers.
I was closing out.
Alshowk.
I was honestly closing out. I really was closing out. So where do you see this series going? I picked Nationals to go for 5. That's my pick.
Yeah.
I'm going Stros.
You're going Stros?
Mm-hmm.
I picked Nationals in 5.
Yeah, I could see the sweep happening because I think this team is destined at this point. I don't know what it is this year. Yeah,
I mean, you only need 4 to win.
Is there something in the rainwater out there in DC in the DMV area? Is that what it is?
What do you mean?
I mean, you guys got your Mystics came through. Okay, Nationals came through and got one over on the Dodgers. Now in the World Series. Mm-hmm. I mean, besides football, I mean, I guess we can count Baltimore since they're in the DMV area. I guess so. It's not bad for y'all out there right now. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. Like, there's something in the water, maybe.
And then the Mystics winning. I mean, it seems like it's your guys' time. I don't see the Wizards doing anything as far as basketball. But, I mean, you got the WNBA championship team. You got a potential World Series.
Well, the Nationals started out like crap, too. Like, how, to go from being, what were they, under 500 in the first few months to now being in the World Series?
They were a wild card team. They weren't even supposed to go. You know what I mean? But that's how baseball is. That's just how it works.
Not for the Mariners.
No, your Mariners just have trouble.
Yeah, it's sad.
But I digress. So, Becks, as we get into NBA, I know you watched. I know you had to watch
last night.
You had to watch both last night games. What's your take on that? And then what's your take
Did
on
we lose
the Heat?
him? Is he here?
I don't know. Is he there?
Becker.
Oh, we probably lost him.
He's like, I'm done. I still want to talk about the Dodgers too. Whatever.
Becks from Plugs Radio. We love it.
He was like,
he may be able to call back in. Becks, if you want to call back in, 702-608-3259.
Well, reach back out and see if that's something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I really wanted to see how he thought, what his take was on last night's games. And then
we can give our takes.
Oh, yeah. We can get into it if you want.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch. I mean, I was at work, but I was able to watch what I could.
Right.
I really was pulling for Pelicans for their.
Where are you?
Is he back on? Cool. Becks, you on?
I'm here.
All right.
Hey.
We never heard you. You put your phone on mute or something on us?
No, you hung up on me.
What? Quan.
We would never do that. No, we'd never do that. So what's your take about game 1, week 1? We've got NBA 82 games now. Some teams going to 81 games. What was your takes on those 2 games last night, the 2 doubleheaders we had?
Oh, my God. It set the tone. It set the tone for what everyone expected the season to be. Finally, the regular season matters. We're going to see big primetime games. Like, I am so happy and ecstatic. I'm so happy. The last night was...
Wasn't it perfect? It was like the perfect culmination of what everybody wanted to see. They wanted to see a great game. And honestly, the Lakers would have won. I still would have been fine with it because it was a great game. Like, it was... I felt like...
Lakers could have won that game.
Yeah, they
should have won it.
I was disappointed, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
It was a great game, but the Lakers could have... Because earlier on in the game, the Lakers were really, really good early.
They showed who they were.
And then Pat Bev and Lou got pissed.
Yo, Beverly is the man.
Got him all up in LeBron's grill. Yeah, he got all up in LeBron's grill. I knew it.
Like, but isn't that Pat Beverly, though? He does that. He did that last season. He's a gnat. My thing is, I'm very disappointed in LeBron's playing performance. He was terrible.
They played great in the first half. The second half was a struggle.
The guy only scored 18 points. It was terrible. It was a terrible offensive game from LeBron James. No pick and rolls, no nothing. They what?
Well, they started him at point guard, so
that was a mistake. That was a mistake.
I don't think they had any other healthy ones. Rondo, I know, was out, so I think they were forced to play him at the point. I read a report about that. Apparently, that wasn't the plan to play LeBron at the point initially to open up the night. But I think with the Rondo injury, coupled with something else.
Excuse me, you didn't have Rondo in preseason either, and they were able to still do very well. Like I said, like Quan and I were discussing, there was no pick and roll action in that game whatsoever. And that was what was beating them in preseason games, beating teams in preseason games. So why not use pick and rolls in this game? I just think they got gassed. I think they got gassed too. I mean, I walked in the door from work 3 minutes left of the game of the fourth, and they just looked bone tired, man.
Well, because they had just lost their double-digit lead too again.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing I noticed though, especially about LeBron. You know how people made a whole big deal about Braun having the longest offseason of his career. He's gonna come in all refreshed and
he's busy making
never
movies.
Before seen. He looked old last night, and it didn't look like it was rust. It looked like it was literally just age. Now, granted, I'm judging them against arguably the best defensive team in the league, and against a guy in Kawhi Leonard who makes a lot of guys he defends look whack, especially like Giannis last year in the playoffs. But yeah, that was something about Bron. Like I was kind of shocked because like we hadn't seen him for a while, right? And so he kind of built us up for this moment because he was talking about how much longer, or how much rested he is, or how he's been quiet, or how he's about to blossom for a great year. And then opened it up the way that he opened it up. I was like disappointed because Kawhi was taking it to him when he wasn't.
Yeah. And he got him owned. He owned him.
Kawhi was not scared of that one.
No one is. No one in this league has been, in the past 2 seasons, have been scared of LeBron. I mean, I think Golden State crushed that narrative that he's beatable. But I think this particular game, he definitely got owned on Kawhi. But it's early. 1 game. We play 3 more against them. I'm still Laker Nation. Yeah. This means nothing to me.
But the one thing that is dangerous that I noticed in the first half is just that LeBron to AD connection. I mean, AD's a monster, and I think he fed he finally got someone that's feeding him like that. Because I'm just like, ugh.
But I think it was too much of a feed, and I think we definitely need a Kuz. And I think our biggest loss to me, and I'll still stand true to this, is us losing Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram. I won't say Lonzo so much because I could have taken and left it with him, but that Josh Hart and Brandon Ingram element definitely is a factor, and then the fact that we don't have Kuz either. But once we get Kuz back, I think you're going to see some changes, and they got to work their system. They got to trust each other. They got to communicate better. They got to get to know one another. I mean, it's early. I need everybody to not panic. It's still a Laker City. No one's taking over. No one's taking over Laker land.
Mo, I'm not going to let you get away with this, though, Mo. It's not fair. It's not fair. LeBron James and Anthony Davis don't get to get away with this. They can't come out all off season or up until the preseason, come out and gas up this team and saying, "Oh, this is just a taste of what you guys are about to see," when they're beating the Warriors like 20 different times in the freaking preseason. Okay, and they want to gas everybody up. And
who they gassing up? They never gassed me up.
And then
they gassing up all the fans. Yes, they are.
I mean, it's LA.
Yeah, they're trying to show
off.
It's
Laker fan.
That's what we do.
Listen. I don't want to hear it because Paul George wasn't playing. I don't want to hear it. I really.
Well, I don't want to hear that either. Really I don't want to hear that either as much as I do on the Kuz element, because I mean, with even a Paul George, this is the same Clippers squad.
Are we comparing Kuzma to Paul George now?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm just saying who's sitting out. I'm just saying who's sitting out, because this is the same squad the Clippers have had. Okay, and they won 48 games last season. The only element they added to this is Kawhi Leonard.
They added Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. They added Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. Yeah, that's just minor. You know this.
Scottie Pippen.
Minor addition. Yeah.
Beck, what you talking about right now? You drinking over there? Get off that Henny, bro. Get off the Henny. Put the blunt down. You tripping right now.
I wouldn't go that far, but they did add for sure.
I'm not going that deep.
Okay.
Major weapons.
Listen,
it ain't the same
only
team.
Comparison there is.
The Clippers will always be the Clippers.
They have the same makeup. They got the makeup. As those 90s Bulls. Like, look at Montrezl Harrell. Doesn't he remind you of Dennis Rodman? Pat Beck. Doesn't he remind you of Ron Harper? Like, just defensively?
That's a reach.
Beverly. He's my new fave.
I'm saying
I became a Beverly fan after last night.
I'm saying makeup. Yeah.
All right.
It was beautiful to watch.
It was a great game. It was an absolute great game.
And I'm still surprised that Danny Green is still sinking threes even after the finals and the playoffs. Like, this man, how do you come in and just shoot 5 for 5 in the third quarter?
Because he's Danny Green.
And no one realizes that he's just going to do this, so you might as well just guard him.
Danny Green has been doing this. That's the problem. No one's paying attention to these basketball players. And I need people to pay attention. And like I said, we may be down on 0-1 right now, but we're not out. I mean, by a long shot. And the West is deep. Yeah. And the Clippers team looks great on paper. And they looked great last night. But we got, again, 81 games. Anything's possible. And then I don't ever judge a team until after the All-Star break. So let's just calm down, okay?
Talk about your Heat.
Yeah, let's talk about the Heaters. Did they win tonight? Jimmy Bucket's out there. Oh, he didn't play tonight.
Oh, he's not playing for a while.
Well, he's just out tonight for a family emergency of some sort.
Yeah, come on now, relax. Chill out now.
Somebody in Miami has to win, hopefully. I mean, gosh, could you imagine everybody tanking down there in Miami?
We won enough.
Woo.
We won enough.
Okay.
We won enough as of late. It's okay. I'm just happy we have Jimmy.
Yeah, that's a good added piece for you guys.
Bow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good extended piece. So Becks,
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I wasn't gonna say anything really.
Oh, okay. You was gonna talk trash? Like you've been talking, man. You was talking some crazy smack. I'm gonna have to see you. You gotta come to Vegas. So when is your show airing? Let us get some details on Plugs 96.7 and where we can find you.
Okay, so it airs every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on 96.7 FM. Or if you're outside of the DMV area, you can listen to us live on WERA.FM on our live stream. And you can also follow our show at Plugs Radio on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, any other handles on this thing. YouTube, definitely all of it, same handle. One word, at Plugs Radio. And you can follow me at Becks on Instagram. That's at B3CKS_. Yay.
Cool.
We appreciate you, Becks.
We appreciate you coming, calling in, Becks.
And come to Vegas, man. Or like, let's go. When are we going to Dubai? How about that?
Ooh, yeah, I remember.
I'm with that.
I remember.
I'm with that, but we have an EDM thing, you and I connection.
Yeah, Eric Pritch.
So you've been...
go to Eric Pritch show.
Well, he's about to be at Chaos this week.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And then we got Black Coffee for Halloween. So you need to kind of make some arrangements. Get it cracking.
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
We here when you're ready.
Yes.
Yeah, this is my time of the year where I get more free time.
Oh yeah, so you definitely need to come down. Come on, yeah. And then you can send us to Dubai too. All right. I'll reach out.
We got you. Thanks for joining us,
Thank you, Beck.
Yeah, absolutely. Always love coming on with y'all, man. Keep it down.
Take care, okay?
You too.
Man, Becks be drinking that Hennessy out there. It's cold out. He was lunching.
Hot toddies.
As they say in Washington, D.C., he was lunching on that one. But I love talking to him because he's very entertaining, and I love his opinions. And I love his show. It's cool. Yeah, it's very cool.
I love their videos. So if you haven't, make sure you go on Instagram, follow the Plugs. Their snippets and their little videos on Instagram of their shows is pretty hilarious. They got the good little graphics going around.
Yeah, they do. Their show is awesome. It's off the hook. Yeah. So how'd the Bulls fare?
They lost, right?
Oh, okay.
Quan said, "Screw it, I'm changing the channel."
Lost. I mean, it's NBA League Pass. There's a lot of games.
Yeah, there is. I'm looking forward to the Portland and Denver Nuggets game this evening on the West.
Did the Jazz already play?
No, they play tonight as well.
They're playing right now.
And their game is on, so that's going to be a good one to watch. Lakers play the Jazz as our first home game opener. I'll say second game. There was more fans, a Laker Nation, at the game last night than there were Clipper fans.
But here's the deal. This is what people kept saying. Oh my God, look how many Lakers fans there are. It's in the same stadium. It's the season opener no matter what for both teams. So it wasn't like anyone had to fly out crazy to go see their team out.
No, but it's the Clippers. You guys wouldn't be taking over LA. Where are these Clipper fans?
They didn't come in.
So do they not have fans?
Of course they got fans. Do the Golden Knights have fans? I mean, they're not going to all the games.
So where they at?
At home watching it from the comforts of their home. I watch most of my games from the comfort of my home. I don't need to be at the bar.
I'm sorry. You guys hyped up this whole Kawhi Leonard, and you mean to tell me all these Clipper fans couldn't show up and fill up a Staples Center that they're roommates in?
Oh, wow.
Okay. I'll let you have that excuse. Traffic was that bad, huh? You couldn't get on the 405 or the 110 to get over to Staples?
Lakers
get down downtown
fans
LA?
are so bitter today.
No, we're not bitter.
Well, they just wanted to show the Lakers fans that they're going to lose. So that's what they did. They let them come in to see that they were going to lose. And then you saw how like half the stadium left at like a minute left. They were all walking out. Yeah. That's all it was.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. It's all good.
It's probably a good thing you didn't watch the whole game yesterday.
I don't think I would have been tight. I think I just would have looked at it on the standpoint of what needs to happen and how, our players' physicality is. And it's nice to see those arms and legs trotting up and down the court, and shoulders.
Speaking of legs, Dwight Howard's shorts are a little short. We're taking it back to like 90s dunk contest.
Take that. I'll take it.
From Dwight Howard, though?
I don't care.
I'm good.
Show us some
I
legs.
don't want his legs.
I'm showing some legs. I don't care.
And his hair,
He's not looking like the same Dwight Howard. He looks a little different. We saw him at the Aces game. I told you he looked a little not too.
Like he's been
I don't
maybe
know. I'm not
poking around the wrong
I don't know. Get it right and tight, Dwight. Get it right and tight.
He is tight. I mean, he's definitely in shape. He just was wearing some real Small.
Speaking of in shape, but unfortunate, out of shape, not out of shape, but Zion, like that's tragic. You know, I look at this Pelicans and Toronto Raptors game, and you know, without a Zion Williamson, I still think the Pelicans will still be okay.
Well, and everybody talks
like
about his body
games.
size and his body mass and how that's affecting the game. But here's my thing. Where is your coaching? Where is your agent? Where is your team all throughout the offseason, like getting you ready then for this season?
I mean, he leaned out, but it's still not enough.
But
It's
I'm saying
the
like,
joints.
from college, you know, from leaving the draft and getting into the season.
Remember, a pair of shoes almost took this guy out, career-ending injury. Pair of shoes. I mean, the guy is already just kind of on some. I don't know what's going on, but they look good.
I feel bad for the people that bought purposefully tickets to go see Zion play during these first 6 games and now can't see him.
Well, they got the Saints to fall back on.
But it's not just at home. I'm talking like away games. People like, you know, want to go see. I have family that are supposed to go see him when he comes to Utah. And I don't know when that game is, if it was in those 6 weeks or not. But now they may not be able to see him because of that. So it's kind of like, you know.
He'll be back sooner than later. I mean, they say 20 plus games. I mean,
it said 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. So he'll be back.
But who knows? You never know.
Yeah, you know.
And then Blake Griffin's out too.
Yeah, and you know,
they said like not until like November, like 5 games, 6 games, something like that.
Klay Thompson out the rest of the season. He's done for Golden State, so that's going to be interesting.
But that's, I mean, that's a good. We saw what happened to KD when he came back too soon.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Warriors need to at least let him heal. And
there'll still be a contention.
They can still play it by
There'll
ear,
still be a contention on the
yeah.
West, though. They'll still be in contention.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not studying it. All right, so we got basketball season. We're wearing our jerseys. You guys call us now, 702-608-3259 if you guys want to
give us your
chime
predictions
in.
or
Give us
just
your
talk
predictions.
trash about the Lakers if you want.
No. I mean, talk about trash about the Lakers if you want to. I mean, it's the Lakers, 16 banners. I'll keep reiterating that. No one has that.
So people were talking about that whole 16 banner thing because some of those aren't really from LA.
Doesn't matter. It was Minnesota Lakers. They're still Lakers.
But it's...
Doesn't matter. It was the
Lakers.
Lakers.
LA. LA didn't have.
They were still the name the Lakers.
Okay, just 11 then.
Oh yeah.
We'll give you 5. We have 11.
Yeah, 11. Can you catch up with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
5 since 2000.
Right.
So 5 in the last 19 years.
Thank you.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. And people still trying to catch up and haven't. So
I just like
dare I say anymore?
Ruffling some Laker feathers.
Where's the Kobe? We needed Kobe sitting here, and you know what they could have used last night?
Magic Quanson?
That's who they could have used last night for this game.
Magic Quanson.
Magic Quanson could have came in clutch,
Man.
fourth quarter,
dribbling around them
fools, throwing everything, shooting up layups, power play.
I'm trying to tell
all day.
You. Another thing in regards to.
Are you about to make a shot? Go for it.
Double
Magic
dunk,
Quanson.
no.
Woo!
How often do that every day?
I love it.
Like 100.
Magic Quanson. We're going to have him as a guest coming up. We got to. Maybe when you're on another hiatus.
End of November.
Another hiatus.
Speaking of which, Seattle takeover is happening this weekend in Atlanta.
Will you guys win this game in Atlanta?
We better listen. Because if we can't give it to Dan Quinn and tell him why he shouldn't have left to begin with because now he's got a 1-6 team, then I don't know what else we can do. But there is a band of people flying down from Seattle, myself from Vegas, other people from around the country. It's a huge thing. It's going to go down in Atlanta. I can't wait to get out there. I'm a little upset that's me raining the whole time. I guess that's what happens when Seattle takes over. They just cause rain. So
that might be to your benefit.
Well, it's a dome, so.
Oh, well, never mind. Raining outside.
It's a dome.
That might be to your benefit.
Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, we got a caller. Caller. Holla. Girl Chat Sports.
Hi. How you doing? This is Nate Sanders.
Nate!
He's
Hi, Nate.
going to be wearing a pink hoodie next year.
Oh, he's on your fantasy.
You know what?
Hi, Nate. What's up?
No. Listen, I'm watching you too. First of all, Mo, glad you're feeling better. You're sounding better.
Thank you. Do I look better?
You do absolutely look better. But
Thank
as a
you,
Celtics
Nate.
fan, it kind of hurts me watching you wear that Lakers stuff. But
you know what, Nate? I
other than
gotta
that-
respect your Celtics, and you guys had your season opener today. And you guys look mighty
We're
sharp
losing to
against
the
Philly.
Sixers.
Oh, you're losing now to the Sixers?
No.
You guys were ahead.
Yeah, we're down by 6 right now. But Mo, I'm Mel's friend, but I'm calling to talk to you because I'm not talking to Melissa.
Why?
Tell him why.
Because she's beating you in the fantasy?
She's beating everyone.
Who's still number one in the men's fantasy league?
Look, you walk different, you talk different.
Acting like I don't even know
She's
nobody.
beating
Huh?
everyone. She is beating everyone, and it hurts. It hurts.
So, Nate, what adjustments do you need to make on your fantasy team for week 8 so you can try to capitalize on this? What do you need to do?
Listen, I'm 0-7 right
Oh,
now.
my
I'm
God.
trying not to,
He's going to be.
I'm trying not to get the sack plaque.
So just for everybody out there, the loser of the league has to get their name engraved on a bronze pair of balls that are on a plaque. We call it the sack plaque. So every loser, and it could be Nate this year, will have his name engraved on it.
Nate, you still got opportunities.
Shout out to Thomas Mason, who was the very first sack plaque recipient.
So
my brother had it last year, and I'm going to get it this year. I've accepted it. There's 7 more weeks, but I'm going to go ahead and
you go ahead and take the L. At least you're man enough to do that. I appreciate that.
Now, why is that? What do you think?
But here's the thing, though. Melissa's been our friend, and she's been the first and only girl in our league. And we let her in just because us seeing her mature and get to where she's at in sports right now, the fact that she's doing this show is just, we saw it early. But, she hung out with the dude. She loves football, basketball. She just loves sports. And so we're like, yeah, okay, we'll let her in. She's a girl.
She's not going to win.
She gradually, slowly got the thing of it, and now she's a waiver wire ridiculous person. She's mad at draft positions. She cusses everyone out. It's just she started her own league of all girls. It's just she's a different
Mo's
person,
in the league now.
In the girls' league, I'm only like 3 wins in, and I lost to Natalie by like 3 points this week. It devastated me because my players are just getting injured, and a lot of that is the factor, Nate. And I could just say maybe for you, maybe it's some injuries. I mean, when we draft these players and your turn comes up, it's very, very, very strategic, and you really have to think long and hard of who you pick up, but you don't have much time, so it's kind of like, oh my God, let me just grab somebody, and sometimes that can just. Or
you end up with a Le'Veon Bell who has like 1 game and then
you just never know. You know what I mean? I had Antonio Brown. Who would have thought that this whole debacle was going to be what it is? I have Josh Gordon on my NFL fantasy. Who would have thought he's on IR and he's not playing anymore? I mean,
he didn't even know.
This. He didn't even know. Like, it's all of that. You know what I mean?
We just are, as men, we've accepted her in our league, and we have it. If you win our league, not only do you get to be commissioner, you get to run. You make up any rule you want, and if you want to stay in the league, you have to follow it. So
if I win, there's going to be no league next year.
So are you going to stay in with it, Nate?
Parameters if you win.
Well, we discussed.
I'm going to respect it.
It was discussed last episode, but every year I tell the guys that if I win, not only because they're all throughout kind of like this California, or California, Nevada, similar places. Texas, you got to come to Vegas, for the draft, and you'll be wearing a pink hoodie, which maybe it'll be sleeveless because it's still hot out. I don't know yet, but it's going to be pink, and I get to choose your name.
She's going to name our team.
Yeah, I get to name the teams.
Okay. I think that's dope, though. Nate, you have any predictions regarding your Celtics team? I'm digressing from the football thing, but do you have any predictions after watching this game? What you guys are going to do?
Listen, I'm looking at Kimba. It hurt me that we let Al Horford go.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, I see us making the playoffs, but the East is so weak and watered down. I mean, it's really not going to matter because I think the champ is going to come out of the West again. Come out of the West this year. But maybe a 5 seed, maybe a 6 seed. I'll watch it just because they're my squad. But any championship predictions? No.
Okay. I mean, at least you're honest with that.
You have to be. If you're a real fan, and there's these like Cowboys fans or something like that, you really think you're good, and you're really not. You just go through. You have to accept it, and I don't see us winning anything this year. I'm 0-7 in fantasy. Just right now, this cloud that's over me.
I understand.
Do we need to call anybody? Should we call anybody, or are you gonna be okay?
I know how he feels because I've been set up with expectations for the West Coast time and time again, and I'm always disappointed.
Well, and he is an Eagles fan too, so let's talk. Man. I didn't want to bring it up.
I feel you. I was gonna ask what his team was. I wasn't sure if he was New England or whatever, but I mean,
I'm Boston everything but the Patriots.
I understand.
Met Ron Jaworski when I was little, and got stuck in that rut. But
okay.
I guess we go as Seattle goes. They win, we win. They lose, we lose. I don't know.
What's your record again? Because we're 5-2.
We played 5 games. Is that what you asked me? Did we play 5 games?
Thanks for calling, Nate. You're the best.
You're welcome. You ladies have a great night. Great show. I love it.
Thanks,
we appreciate you. Bye.
Man, I feel Nate's pain though. I feel him.
Man, it's a struggle.
Every year
he's down a little bit on the Celtics. So he's at 5 or 6 in the East. They're top 4 for sure. Yeah, probably top 3.
Yeah. I think I think he just has the dark cloud over his head.
Well,
like
but
I think the fantasy team thing is really hurting his heart. He's just his judgment right now is just a little fuzzy because this fantasy thing.
I think it hurt because first of all, he's not doing well in the league at all. So me winning was like okay, but he sucks. And then I beat his brother too, and so his brother we all got into a group message, and I was like, I mean, what can I do? Like, I drafted good. I haven't really had to pick anybody crazy up or make a trade. I don't do trades. For some reason, that's one thing I never really got into was trading because it just,
There's nobody out there to trade. I've tried that with the girls group, but I'm just stuck with what I got. I got scraps.
Yeah, so, and being that Philly is, the Red Sox,
it's a struggle. I mean, if he was a New England fan, I'd say, hey, you got at least you got a silver lining. I mean, I'm seeing no silver linings right now. I mean, yet. Still got Lakers.
Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is.
I thought the Dodgers was going to be my silver lining, but
Is that right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Madden curse because it almost took another victim.
Listen, poor Pat Mahomes.
My Mahomie.
Don't ever be on the cover of Madden. If
Please
you guys don't know about the Madden curse, it's John Madden, former Raiders head coach, has these games. They've been around for
PlayStation,
Xbox, 360, all of that good stuff. But it seems to be a trend that whoever gets
they pick a dominant player from the year or the year before who gets the cover.
And it seems to be like that person that gets on the cover gets injured.
And not just like I hurt my ankle, I'll be back in 2 weeks. Like I'm out for the season.
Yes.
Yeah. So Patrick had a small ankle issue prior to last week. And then last weekend came into this game and it got even worse.
Yeah, it did.
And he had to leave the game. But so it sounds like he's only going to be out I think he's going to be playing this weekend, isn't he? Or no?
No.
So it's not serious, but it's enough to where he's staying out.
Yeah.
Ooh, that curse is real.
I mean, it does nothing for our AFC West, if you will. The AFC division as a whole, we know who's running that show. It's Patriots. Natalie will never let us forget that. So it's going to be interesting, though, because this next game, I believe, as we look into week 8 here, they are playing, let's see here. Are they on a bye? No, they're not on a bye. They're playing the Packers.
Who?
The Green Bay Packers.
Who?
Oh, the Chiefs. The Chiefs are playing the Packers in Kansas City, but there's no chance. Sorry.
Yeah, well.
I mean, there's always a chance, but no. And I think that, speaking of Green Bay Packers, I had to take an L on that. With the Raiders, I had to be forced into I didn't even force myself in the bet. I initiated the bet. Shout out to Cornell and Cicero, Green Bay Packer fans. I was betting that, if we do win, some Hail Mary miracle, if the Raiders win this game from week 7, then I would love them to get on social media and shout out Raiders. Our long Raiders and Raider Nation and all that stuff. Well, of course, that didn't happen. Aaron Rodgers throws 5 touchdowns in the game. We lose badly. 42-24, and I had to go on social media and profess my love for Green Bay Packers. Wearing Green Bay Packers colors,
almost believable. I mean, you had somewhat of a smile on. You were twirling around.
Yeah,
you look good in green and gold.
That's not my colors. Black and silver and purple and gold and blue and silver are my colors. But I did it. I owned it.
You were a woman of your word.
I am a woman of my word. And we also had a Couged It moment from the Raiders.
Talk about your guy.
Derek Carr, what are you thinking? You did this 2.5, almost 3 years ago. Same type of play. It's 2nd and goal.
Is Derek Carr a running quarterback?
No, he's not.
Okay.
But when he does run, he does slide, and he usually tucks the ball. Mm-hmm. He usually doesn't do a one-handed arm extension out into the pylon thinking he can score that way. So he did that with maybe less than a minute going into halftime. Mm-hmm. Would have put us ahead 17-14. At least 3 points ahead. Give us a good solid something to go into.
Something.
So this fool, 2nd and goal, decides to run the ball. And then he decides to kind of dive with a one-arm extension into the pylon. The ball fumbles. It ends up being a touchback. And then Green Bay has possession. You couged it. You did this before, back in 2017 against the Dallas Cowboys. You pumped out your chest. You had that same fumble happen. And you pumped up your chest in the press conference of that game saying you'd do it again. Well, I didn't heed those words thinking you'd do it again, but you did. And now you're owning it and you're eating crow.
You're eating crow.
And don't ever do that play again, ever in life. You know,
never, ever,
I mean, we had a lot of times of possessions to score. Josh Jacobs is now questionable for this week, which kind of sucks. But I think he'll be. Yeah. I think he'll be healthy. I hope.
But isn't Williams practicing today?
Terrell Williams is back.
And I need that
because
he's my fantasy too.
Darren Waller, you're a stud. Keep doing what you're doing. We did do some bad trading. So the Texans got one of our guys now, cornerback. I don't know what John Gruden's doing. I don't know, and I don't even want to talk about this. So I'm going to leave it alone. But we've got an upcoming week with the Texans in Houston. Good luck with that. That's all I got to say. I'm just saying to Derek Carr, don't ever do that on a run play ever again if we're 2nd and goal. Just keep passing it or go for the 2-point conversion of some field goal kick if we get 4th and goal. Just don't ever do that in an arm extension by the pylon. What's he think that falls? Like, 2 hands. You got 2. Couged it. Major couged it. I own that.
Yeah.
That's the Raiders for you. That's what we do. Couging it. Couging it since 2006.
Hey, but I mean, it is what it is, right?
Whatever.
You got to do what you got to do. You
we're
come
3
back
and 3
out.
now in the AFC West. We're 2nd in the division.
And there's so many other teams that are not even that close.
No.
So.
And, looking at our schedule coming up, too, after this Texans game, we also go back home and we play the Detroit Lions, and then we have the Cincinnati Bengals, and then we have the Jets. So there's possibilities of us winning and increasing. But by that time, too, I think that's when Mahomes will be back as well.
Also, trade deadline is on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
So big things have already happened. We know, of course, Emmanuel Sanders went to the Niners.
Congratulations, Niners
Congratulations,
fans.
Quan.
Yeah.
Mohamed Sanu to the Patriots.
Congratulations.
We got Quandre Diggs, the safety from the Lions, who I think we definitely need.
Yeah, you do.
Because our coverage is spotty at best.
Your secondary, too, is just needing some work.
Well, that's
our secondary needs work, too. But
what's the Niners record?
I believe you guys are 6-0.
Okay,
I believe you're easy game. Oh, yes. I know. You guys play your schedule. Congratulations.
Yeah. I got Matt Breida on my fantasy and George Kittle's. I ain't complaining.
Oh, okay.
13th man. That's the 2-2 you guys are for home. But
Seattle's 5-2. We go to Atlanta. So that'll be interesting. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
And make sure you check out, if you can, our friends over at In the Zone Network, Alliance to XFL, because the XFL completed their drafting.
Yeah.
They released their schedules for 2020. Every team will have 5 home games and 5 away games starting February 8th, the season opener between Seattle and DC.
Oh, okay.
The Seattle Dragons.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited for
Maybe
that.
cheer for them.
I'm going to cheer for them because it's an off season too.
Right.
So it'll be give me football when I need football.
Exactly.
Playoffs are in end of April, championships the last day of April, something like that.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, that's kind of all I got for today, but we do have a girl power.
We do have a girl power
Before
moment.
you get to yours,
Okay,
there is one quick one we need to have too.
Okay.
Shout out to Skylar Diggins.
Yes.
When she came out in this last week saying that she had been pregnant throughout this 2018 season, and guys complain if they got an ankle injury or something, she played pregnant.
Yeah.
Morning sickness, pain,
Man.
swelling.
They got fined for playing 6-on-5 also.
Turn your mic back off. Shout out to the Quan of the Quan Prince of Bel Air,
But give it up to Skylar. Like that's man.
I'm sorry.
People, a lot of women work
being
up
on your
until
feet, period, when you're pregnant,
right.
let alone.
As I said, a lot of people work up until sometimes due date.
Right. I mean, clearly we couldn't see anything necessarily.
Right. But you're actively playing in a game.
And practices.
And
who knows where an elbow is being thrown.
Right.
If she was playing against Liz Cambage, Liz like to throw them arms
throw them
a little
bows.
bit.
She'd be throwing them bows.
Anyway, next girl power. This one for real.
Yeah, this is dope.
Yeah.
So this is a 16-year-old high school junior by the name of Holly Neer of Hollywood Hills High School out of Florida. And she threw a 42-yard touchdown pass in the fourth quarter of her high school football game. Granted, they lost, but for her to come out, she threw that. Yeah. So she used to be on a flag football team, a women's flag football. She tried out for this football team at her high school and got a position. And, I mean, immediately when that pass was thrown, caught.
Where's her high school at?
Hollywood Hills in Florida.
Oh.
Yeah, Florida.
And that's
believe it or not, Florida. I know.
Wow.
I know.
Good for her.
So,
girl power all the way.
Yeah, it was dope. They have a clip of it on Twitter too, but she they were trying to say that she was the first female high school player in the state to throw a touchdown pass, but they couldn't confirm it. So they're trying to research that. But big ups to Holly, 16 years old.
Major ups to Holly.
Yes, girl power.
Yep. And before we leave y'all, just make sure, since we did talk about fantasy football today, that you edit your settings, because week 8 bye week would be the Ravens and the Cowboys, and I'm sure y'all got Lamar or Amari or Dak or Zeke, and they ain't playing. And I think one of the people I played last week, one of the reasons also why I won, didn't change out a player. And if you don't do that, it's not automatic 0 points.
Yep.
So let's get into our
picks
for week 8.
Yeah, go with it.
Are the Redskins going to win any more games? Redskins at the Vikings.
According to Becks, no. So we're going to go with those Vikings. Put me down for the Vikings.
Both. Seahawks at Falcons. I'm
going to roll with those Falcons just to see.
Just to do it?
Yeah, just to do it against you. Just to see.
That's fine. Broncos at the Colts. I'm going with
the Colts. Ooh, this is tough.
Bucks and Titans.
Bucks and Titans are kind of evenly matched up on this. Mariota's not playing, right? And he's on my fantasy. I'm going to roll with Jameis Winston because I have him on fantasy too. So I'll roll with you on that.
All right. Cardinals at the Saints.
I'm taking the Saints. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's the Cardinals.
Kyler's not going to be doing. Bengals at Rams.
I'll give it to the Rams. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah.
I mean, Bengals.
I kind of want to go Bengals because they haven't won, but they've been close to winning a bunch of times. I'm going to go Bengals.
All right. Let's see how that one
Your Rams. Eagles and Bills.
I'm going with the Bills.
Me too. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Chargers, the Bears.
Trubisky's back, so we're going to go with those Bears.
I'm going to go with the Chargers. I don't know why.
You went with the Chargers last time and lost that.
It always messes me up, but I just feel like there's got to be something going on.
You believe in Melvin Gordon? Go for it.
I believe in Austin Eckler.
Okay, Austin.
The reason why I won one of my leagues is because of him last week.
Okay.
So, Giants at the Lions. I'm going to go Giants.
I'm gonna they got Detroit at 6.5 on the sports book. I'm gonna roll with Detroit. I'm just gonna roll with them. Shout out to my cousins from Detroit. We're just gonna see what the family does.
Jets and Jags. Now this could actually be
now that's tough.
Minshew mania.
They got Jacksonville 6 points. Let's go with the Jags. Let's see what they do. Come on, let's get the mustache.
Panthers at the Niners. Are we still Camless too, huh?
Yeah.
But they've been doing good without Cam.
Roll with these Niners. They're at home.
I'm going to go Panthers just because.
They favored 5.5 points on San Francisco.
Yeah, everybody has their any given Sunday.
Yeah, they do. I just see 7-0 with the
Raiders at the Texans. I don't know if I can go against Deshaun.
I can't go against Deshaun Watson, man. I love my Raiders, but I got to be realistic.
Browns and Patriots. Why even bother?
Why even suit up on that day? Can that be a bye for the Browns? They just need a scrimmage or something.
Packers and Chiefs.
Green Bay all day. And then the last one is Steelers and Dolphins.
And what kind of crap of a Monday Night Football game are we going to be subjected to?
They're all crappy. They're all crappy. The Monday Night Football games have been trashed. They haven't been worth watching whatsoever. So we're going to roll with the Steelers on this and call it a day.
How'd they even schedule the Dolphins on Monday
Night Football?
Knowing they were going to be bad.
Exactly. Oops. Hitting my
Getting a little close to that
close to
mic.
the mic.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Just the microphone.
Yeah,
Yes.
Monday nights are a wash.
Yeah,
so
they've been washed.
I need to start going back to the
But anyway,
gym
we
on
thank you
Monday.
guys all for tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. For those who shared, for those who didn't, a big.
Ooh.
I know. That was fine.
I
just did this.
Okay, cool.
We love y'all anyway, though.
Yeah.
And make sure you tune in at next Wednesday. I'll be able to talk about Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And
it'll be a Halloween special. So everybody dress up in your
Halloween
costumes and just watch us.
special.
Yeah.
We're going to have a green dress for Quan. Thank you for tuning in.
He's going to love it. You guys have a good one. Peace out. Green Dress Mania.